Okay, today I wanted to talk about the alien race known as the Bull. I've been throwing it out there as to help people understand and keep it consistent. We have to start talking about it. We call this planet global because right now they're known as cowards. They're talking about making a change, you can say, just like the human is. We have to start talking about the truth that the voice in our head is real, those aliens. That they're involved in religion, right? They're talking about it, but they're about change, about transitioning the human out of the econ on me, about transitioning the human out of keeping their secret. And they're predicted to step up and shine so bright that we call this planet global. They're known as the angel and the devil on the shoulder. Any alien race. I can rattle off numbers of alien races. But they can puppet our thoughts, desires, impulses, cravings. They can make you upset with something. They can make you calm with something. And we have to educate each other. And you often hear me say, it's a dumb bull door to not talk about it, because what we're teaching the children by proxy is they'll figure it out. And what they're going to figure out, and what the aliens, we'll just generically call them the bull right now, is going to teach them, is to do for them to get what they want, right? I was talking about witches, Green Witch. That's the Wizard of Oz. There's a reason it's called Greenwich Village, Greenwich Village. Witchcraft is all over this country. It's not just one little local area. Everybody gets a name here and there. Indonesia, well, you got Colorado, right? There's all kinds of different, our money is bucks. Doesn't mean the euro has to be called bucks. Different alien races and are all over the country. Just because I say Green Witch, it's to help you understand that, hey, there's a spot called Greenwich. It's hidden in plain sight. It doesn't mean that's the only, oh my God, these Salem witches. Are you kidding? By taking the dumb bull door of not talking about it, we're teaching our children to do for the voices to get what they want, and to get over on each other by keeping the econ on me going. I was gifted with the understandings to transition out of the econ on me, pulling world governments and world religions together. That's the God's honest truth. We can do it. Billionaires, your money doesn't go away overnight, but it's about transitioning out. And it's an amazing day and age when you can grasp what we have in front of us. Not the video today. I wanted to talk about the bull. So witches exist. Witches, there are good and bad witches, just like anything else. Just like the aliens are alien, just like the aliens, the voice in your head, are the angel and the devil on the shoulder. Both sides. We have to shine the light of love on what they're doing. But it's called the dumb bull door if we don't talk about it, because we're teaching our kids just to do for the voices, which is you're doing what you're told to do, just like a spell, right? With a spell, you're getting all the ingredients you're told to get, you're saying the incantation the way you were told to say it, and there's a reward. It's the same difference. I wanted to touch on that. Witches are not inherently good nor bad. We have to look at their actions, just like people. And what I do like to say, people are not good nor bad. We're God's children learning how to exercise our freedom of will lovingly. God gave us something very amazing and important, a freedom of will. It can get us in a lot of trouble. Some people are using it to obtain what they want in ill-gotten ways. So we have to look at, once we identify a threat to the herd, we separate them, but people are not good or bad. We're learning how to exercise our freedom of will lovingly. Don't forget that, please. That's why it's called crime and all. Criminal. There before the grace of God go I. Thank God that I had what I had. Even if you said, you know what, I bootstrapped my way up this. I'm not saying you didn't officially, but probably you had some alien help. They help people. They open doors, even if you didn't understand that. That's okay. Hold on to doing the right thing. continue bootstrapping. But when you truly understand the nature of this universe, I was talking about the in-for that may shun, in-for may shun. There's multiple levels above that are a part of our life. It's not just a little alien running your planet and your life, global, right? To buy what the bull has to offer. They tried to block my tongue there. To buy what the bull has to offer, right, towards God. A baby cow is known as a calf lick. Torah, the Torah, Taurus, the bull. Taurus, the bull. Your arm is an extension of you. When you're a part of the Nation of Islam, you're a limb of the Mu or a Mu's limb. It's about pulling the planet together. People get along, governments don't, and it's because we're overpopulating. But this alien race is involved through religion. You have, they're trying to block my head, but the holy cow, Hindu. You have the golden calf. Moses came down and was just furious because he goes away for a little bit and here they are now worshiping the golden calf. Well, guess who is? Global, that shiny cow, that golden calf. When they do present themselves to us, people get weird when miraculous things happen and the aliens can do what we perceive as miracles. It's just advanced technology, but they can do what we perceive, the human perceives as miracles. So we have to be mindful of not worshiping them as gods. It's interesting in Stargate that what do they call the Greys? Asgard, Asgards, as gods. You tell me. It's teaching us these little things. Great little show. Shows and teaches some stuff. The SG-1 series. I like it. Not as good as the 2 EYE light up zone. It lights up your eye and the eye behind your eye. We're all learning. That's a great Rod Serling. Great. Okay, going off on a tangent. Look at the Our Lady of Guadalupe, right? These alien race known as the cow, the bull, the horns that Mary is standing on Christ is, right there, then the bull horns and then Mary. They left us these understandings so that when this does come out that we can start identifying. Is tan bull. What? That's like Greenwich. That's like color raw dough. People get names here and there. Doesn't mean, they're the only thing going on there. This is a global thing. Bullhead City, Arizona. There's reasons we call things what we call them. The buffalo also. It's okay. It's all good. But always remember, they are the angel and the devil on the shoulder. They are both. We're not to blindly follow. Don't just blindly soul loot, right? That's one of the words I've been going over. Soul loot. You loot your soul when you soul loot them and move forward, breaking the golden rule when you know you're breaking the golden rule. If you want to help them, how beautiful. If they're asking you to do something lovingly. If you're doing for them to gain reward, right? That's the dumb bull door. Don't be using magic. Use love. Love is... The meaning of life is very simple. I can give it to you in 7 simple words. It is a school learning to love. God is love. God created each and every one of us. I want to go over this real quick. I might go a little bit longer. But let's do a thought experiment. The aliens are itching my nose right now. The thought experiment being, where did the Big Bang come from, right? Everything that you see in nature, a tree has a seed. We can trace it back, a lineage. Rocks, even minerals. We can trace it back to the origin of minerals, what we understand. Science doesn't like to talk about things they can't put in front of a telescope or underneath a microscope. So we're taught the Big Bang. And we can see this. And we also understand that the physical decays. Yet we're taught that something created itself from nothing, a very godlike thing to do. Where did the Big Bang come from? Everything around you can trace back to a lineage. There's only one above nature, right? This word supernatural gets thrown around. There's only one above nature, and that is God. You're saying this thing created itself from nothing, the Big Bang? Well, then that's a godlike thing to do. Now, we understand that this physical thing decays. That's not godlike, to decay and to cease existing. So if we're honest with ourselves, we can do thought experiments. If you have 4 apples, you take away 2, how many do you have? You don't have to have the physical apples in front of you. You have 2 left. So the thought experiment is, well, where did the Big Bang come from? And you'll hear things about pre-Big Bang and pre-Big Bang. That's fine. Ultimately, you're going to have to explain, where did this one original thing come from? 2 answers when you're honest with yourself. And that's all you can be. I can't force you to accept the truth that God is real. But it is a truth. And I'm going to help, I pray, you to understand this. So, 2 things we're talking about where the Big Bang came from, right? Either something created itself from nothing, a very godlike thing to do, or something has always existed. Now, your eyeballs, clack, clack, always, right? Forever, we can understand that's just a continuation. But when did always begin? No, always. There is no beginning. It just always existed. Another very godlike thing to do. Now, let's take a look at both of these things. Something created itself from nothing or has always existed. 2 very godlike things to do. We know God is real. It's inside of us. We'll get to the attributes of how this universe is growing in love in a moment. But now let's look at always. That word is, we're talking about when did it start? It never started because it always existed. That's a very godlike thing to do. Do you know of anything that explodes into existence? You name me one thing that just appears from nothing. That's a very godlike thing to do. That's the Big Bang. Now, you either believe God created the Big Bang or the Big Bang is God. Now, if the Big Bang is decaying at atomic decay, then we know that that is not God. God is forever, having always existed or created itself from nothing. Creating yourself from nothing is a very godlike thing to do, and you're not going to decay. Don't ever allow anybody to tell you or force you to accept what they believe. Seek truth. Ask yourself, what's the honest truth here? Where did the Big Bang come from? How could this have happened? What I'm here to say is I'd love to hear a third, but I've come up with only 2, and I know God is real. And this is what my mind gets pulled to understanding. This is the best way that I can describe to you this truth. Something created itself from nothing, or has always existed. Forever we can understand it, just a continuation. Always, when did that start? It never started because it always existed. So then let's look at this word always. If you're in a new town and you're looking for the post office, you see a policeman, sir, can you help me get to the post office? Well, you go this way and then you go that way, right? Go this way down first, take a left that way on 4th. Great. So if you take a pebble and you throw it into the water, in which directions do the ripples flow? In all ways. So this word always talks about an origin point, a starting point. Then it goes out from all ways. One of these is true. So it's either talking about that created itself from nothing, this origin, or having always existed. Name me one thing that has created itself from nothing, or having always existed. We know God is real. It's inside of each and every one of us. How could God allow this to exist? Starvation and all the horrible things that happen to children and such. Why do we allow starvation to exist? We can feed everybody on the planet. Why don't we? The more you feed, the more they populate. I recommend teaching don't have intercourse unless you want a baby in her course. But we're not there yet. We're still animalistic. We're born, at best, When two of us get together raising a child to be loving, responsible adults, we're known as a pair of ants. When you understand the multiple lifetimes we live in the pyramid of flesh and bone. Monkey, man, alien, higher evolved alien, till you graduate out to the school of spirituality. Watching over the monkey, watching over the man, watching over the alien. Remember the information. They help you forget. They got it, but they can keep it from you. They help you forgive. They give it to you. They help you forgive. They can help work on you to forgive somebody. Forgive. When you're in tune with the four and you say what they want, your chin, good fortune, dangerous word. I'm not talking about the voice in your head just doing whatever they want, but that also aligns with that word, but never blindly follow. Information. Somebody gives you some information, they're like, well, that's not true. They're going to shun that because they know it's not true. You might not know. And sometimes it's an emergency situation. They emerge from within. Always look at words with in it. They put the in invisible. That's how visible the voice in your head is. They're invisible. Information. It's this levels. There's not just the voice in your head. They're the, I don't even know that I would call them one, but let's go ahead and call them one. There's 3 other levels, and you have spiritual. There's physical. How do you know that my voice in my head isn't spiritual? Have they asked you to break the golden rule? If they have, they're not spiritual. Spiritual are gentle influencers in love. When the voice in your head asks you to break the golden rule, and you're like, I don't know, that could be the spiritual. The little question mark of that's wrong. Be careful. All thought is not our own. Listen to the good, loving thoughts, not the I think I can get away with it. Oh, huge red flag, red flag, red flag. Be mindful. Love is the answer. We're going through multiple lifetimes. And we're going to be one of those in for looking out. Right now, you may have a child, right? And you got to take care of the dog. We're multiple levels even at our own. But information, love that word because it teaches us I watched a video they were talking about, they're doing Illuminati symbols. Illuminate the naughty. Be mindful of Illuminati. And it's the aliens helping at the top levels. It's just, it's part of you. I'm not against the Illuminati. It's like any other upper echelon organization. The aliens run the show. You're taught some things, you're told to keep a secret, and then you bring other people in who are in on the club. It's anything. So illuminate the naughty. Guess what the human is? We're born a bit wild, ? Sick. Why are we making these ill decisions? Who isn't trying to be illuminated? And we are naughty. So be mindful of blindly following anybody, Illuminati, just because you're part of the group. The question is it a loving thing to do? We have to start exposing and talking about the truth that the voice in our head is here. And we're not going to transition out of the econ on me, which you can see. The econ on me was a baby bottle, baby hungry, was a baby bottle system motivator to teach us how to survive. We now know how to survive so well that we can't afford it. We used to share technologies, right? Beep, 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 beep. You could send a wire signal across the country in seconds. The Pony Express went away after a couple of years because we invented I can't even think of the name of what it's called. Beep, 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 beep. Electronic beeping across the country. We used to share technology. Now the corporations, I'll do another video on this. It's getting to the point where they have to keep it a secret and keep it away from you. Why would you want to free up electricity and free power and free energy when we can't even feed the people properly? You have countries where they're transitioning out because they understand that they have to. Their whole system of finance is built on oil and energy, the raw, dirty energy that we use. Of course we know free energy exists. We can't just free it up. We have to do a transition. So what you have to understand is we're getting better. I was talking about God, the truth and the reality of God. I'm going multiple spots and I didn't finish a couple things. I apologize. Let's get back to the most important, God. We know God is real. What do you know of in this universe that explodes into existence? So something created itself from nothing. The only thing above nature, everything else has a lineage and a seed, or has always existed forever, is a continuation for always, never started because it always existed. That gets your eyeballs going, well, how does that happen? And then we talked about the in which direction do waves ripple in all ways. God is real. Now, what is the direction of our lives and this universe traveling? Let's look at there's two differences. There's things that are inanimate, and then there's things, even a tree that's alive. You can ask a child, sweetie, how is a baby seed of a tree, where you got the mama tree and the baby tree, how is that different? Can that tree pick up its baby and give it water? There's something inside of us beyond our physical, right? Mind, body, and soul. There's something a little bit different than the human. That's in the human. They're scrambling my brain right now. There's something a little bit different inside the human that is as compared to a tree. We can articulate, even at animal levels. You see the baby bird, right? The mama bird fighting for the food. Mine, 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 mine. And then taking it all the way back to her little baby bird and feeding it. Even the ants are willing to die for the colony. He's talking about ants. We're known as a pair of ants when we're doing it our best. There are multiple levels above. Remember, in for may shun. They know it's not true. They're going to shun it. You might not know it. Somebody just gave you some information. But the in for may shun. They teach us through words. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to get everything in sort of a concise understanding. But we're growing in love. If we were growing more like the Big Bang, we would become more explosive. Huh? We're growing in love, even how we kill each other in war. We have Geneva Convention things, which are we say these things are inhumane to do to each other, unloving to do. Even how we kill each other in war, we have grown in love. The laws that we create are trying to make us more loving beings. Ultimately, that's what the law should guide us towards, being more loving beings. It's what the bull has to offer is trying to teach us. It's what the Quran is trying to teach us. It's what the Tanakh and the Torah and the Vedas. Let's do right by each other. The golden rule. Beautiful. The golden rule. You don't want it done to you? Don't do it to another person. Love each other. We're growing in love. Now, when you don't have enough food to feed, that's when things can get out of hand. But we have to transition out. I'm not going to go over all of this right now, but we're growing in love. God is love. God is always there. What's blocking us from allowing love to shine through us? I'm being scrambled right now, but what I want to say is you can see the overarching direction that our lives are growing in love. We're growing to be more like God. Okay, I want to talk about good and evil. None of us are good nor bad. We're God's children learning how to exercise our freedom of will lovingly. Evil. Spell love. Now spell love backwards. E-V-O-L. Evil. A backwards love for something. A desire so great to obtain it that you intentionally and willingly harm another to get what you want. Evil is a backwards love to obtain what you desire. God has gifted us with a freedom of will. Very amazingly special, but can get you in a lot of trouble. It's why we make the jails. People do whatever they want in life. I wouldn't have done it, but the voice in my head was going to beat me up. So I did what they wanted. No, you did what you wanted because you wanted not to be beat up by the voice in your head. We do whatever we want in life. The question is, what's the motivation behind it? Don't forget that. And we're learning to take personal responsibility for our actions. But you have a voice in your head, bullies, right? Again, the bull, very loving beings, but also known as bullies. But they are helping us nurture that relationship with God to buy what the bull has to offer. The limb of the moo's limb. We're growing in love. We're growing to be more like God. God is real. It's a part of us that we know inside of us. We know you see the veteranos, the gangsters, when it comes to taking care of their little child, they try their best. The majority, that love, that core, I mean, they've been dirty sponged and they got, they had to go through whatever hells they had to go through to end up where they are. And they're still trying their best to, do a little bit of something. Don't ever let that fade. Don't ever let that fade. And it's just inherent in us, love. And sometimes it's a backwards love. We find ourselves loving, the car, and we take care of it. It gets the 97 octane or the 92 or whatever it is. And we sacrifice our hard-earned money to take care of its requirements. We all love something. It might be a baseball card. Bro, what are you doing? Wear the white gloves. You're getting your hand oils all over the card. Sorry for yelling at you last week. I bought a UV box. You can hold the card now. Take it outside even. We sacrifice our finances and our hard-earned money to take care of their requirements, the things that we love. Let's take care of those children. All right. We're growing in love. Evil is a backwards love. Spell love backwards. E-V-O-L. Evil. A backwards love. None of us are good nor bad. We are God's children learning how to exercise our freedom of will lovingly. In a world where they're teaching us to get over on each other, where we have not started talking about the truth that the voice in our head is real. Life is a school learning to love, and especially making the right decision in an adverse situation. Everybody can wear sunglasses, go to another city, a crowded area. Just because you're the voice in our head does not mean we're your slaves. Love is the answer. No, I'm going to do the loving thing. Let the people who haven't had their awakening under 30 think you're crazy if they want. Don't get your self-worth from others. Everybody else will be like, wow, okay, I like that. Or he's going to take a hit. You probably will take a bit of a hit. Believe me, I know what it is to go through hell for choosing God over the voice in my head, to not soul loot, right? You loot your soul. When you soul loot, when they ask you to break the golden rule, you're taking all the good stuff out of the store, your physical body. Life is a collection of existences, picking up lessons of love and putting them in our soul jar, different Pantone colors, trying to get that pure white, all the colors, all the lessons of love. Don't be throwing your colors out of your soul jar. You're a soul jar of love. Hold on to that. Anyway, you can put shades on and say, just because you're the voice in our head does not mean we're your slave. You talked about it. You feel the adrenaline rush that they're going to give you. Take the smack. Do it for your kids, because it's a dumb bull door not to talk about it. That's the first step, that you're talking about it. And then leave. You're at the middle of the Walmart. You're at Christmas, wherever there's a crowd. Wherever you find yourself, right? It's summertime right now, so, at the water park. Anyway, love each other. What I want to say is we're growing in love. God gave us something so beautiful, that freedom of will, and we're allowed to tell the voice in our head no when they ask us to break the golden rule. And that's when you're not looting your soul. Don't soul loot them, and loot your soul when they ask you to break the golden rule. There's so much. Share this. Get it into the algorithm, save it, like it, send it to somebody. We have to start talking about it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try every day to put a video out. I'm going to go over the same stuff. Repetition is our friend. I'm going to be always touching on some new stuff, I hope. Love each other. Please save, share. Thank you.